Hello everyone, welcome back. Um, Before we get into the video, take a moment to please like, comment, subscribe. Actually, and if you don't like it, don't like, it's fine. And, comment only if you feel like it. And realistically, it's just me asking, and if you don't, then you don't. And I have nothing to particularly say about that. Anyways, last time we killed Calm, or kind of a visage of Calm. I don't know if it was really Calm, I think he died a long time ago, according to the lore of this, but who knows. Now we're gonna go after Daresso. Before we go, I wanted to show you guys something, is that this armor, if you look at its item level, is item level 11. And yet we're still not having any trouble surviving. And that is just the pure, tankiness of our build and our setup. It's really hard to kill us, and we do plenty of damage, which is kind of the complete point of the build. And it's not going to be easy for them to take us out, basically. And it's going to get even better. And when we get endurance charges, these things just, you know what, I'll go in here, we'll get endurance charge and look how much damage reduction we have. It should be pretty nutso though. And that's the point. I wanted to make an easy to follow build that, oh look, we got all 5. Let's see how much 58%. And we still have some gear that is really low level. As I was saying, didn't even, I mean, obviously we're pretty much invincible as long as we're paying some attention to the game. And you could take this into hardcore and use it too. And, for the most part, not worry, but if you don't have the right items as you get closer and closer to endgame and after you get all the reductions, you're going to die. I think also at this time, we do not have max lightning resistance, but we do have resistances for everything, basically, and quite a bit of it. We'll even have some chaos resistance once I get ascendancy points to spec into it. That's not the one I'm going to go for first. What I'm going to first go for is picking up points into here so we can get even more damage and have a better chance of getting even more endurance charges, because more endurance charges better. I mean, more chances to get endurance charges. But this one will most definitely make us even more tanky, because you get 1% additional damage reduction per endurance charge and get like at least 6, I think. Yeah, our goal's 6 at least. So we'll be nice and big, bulky boys. Oh wait, no, I have 7. There's one here too. Yeah. That's the plan, is just to do massive amounts of damage and take no damage. And so that way we can just look at the bosses, laugh at them as they try to kill us, go, ha 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 ha, I am invincible. And then stand still for too long and then die in the fire anyways, because, well, we weren't supposed to do that. Oh man, that reminds me of World of Warcraft and doing the fire dance. I was in there during that time, during Wrath of the Lich King. It was a really good time for gaming. I actually signed up for World of Warcraft first time when I was a child, and I was still pretty young again. Anyways, the first ever character I made was a hunter, because I like the idea of having a pet to be able to do things for me while I was, kind of just going around and, but, uh, tripping over my own words there, where I wanted to go, and then I lagged too on top of it. That's great. But the point was, I wanted to have a pet tank things for me while I was going about and attacking from afar. And I didn't want a mage because they were classically kind of, weenie. And I had read from a couple places that they were easy to be killed and often died. And so I decided not to make a mage, and then later that became the character I just kind of played the most, is actually mage. Because I then left the game, didn't have much money. Still don't have any money, but you know, I left WoW, and then I eventually came back again during Wrath and picked a mage. To some degree, I was like, this sucks, because I kept dying. Even as a frost mage, you died all the time in certain zones. And I got to the end and I was like, this is pretty great still. I was doing pretty massive DPS, and it felt good. Whenever I got to that point where I needed charts and stuff like that, which was, oh man, charts and gear checks and everything else. I didn't even know what DKP was though, but I got to the point where at least had the basics. And mage just ended up being because not a lot of people wanted to do it because it was, everyone liked it and it was needed, but not a lot of people wanted to do it because they didn't want to persevere with the leveling process of mage. Basic mobs were scary, even in Wrath. Even after they had toned everything down in comparison to Classic, whereas like you pulled one mob and it's like, am I going to die? Is this life or death? And then it came to the point where the players were pretty much gods no matter what they did and couldn't die. But before that, it was like, it wasn't hardcore. It wasn't super hardcore like it was, but it was most definitely frightening. That might be useful. Can I go? Yes, I can. Let's see. I am fighting. Oh, see, they do. I knew they were alive. It's like, come on, you guys should be. That's storytelling I don't need. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Sorry, guys. I didn't put on any sound. So, give me a moment here as you watch me. Head in. Oh, it's been a little bit. There we go. I know it looks like a little bit, but it translates to pretty loud in the video things, the background. Anyways, World of Warcraft, yeah, I was a big fan of it. I still am a fan of it. I really got into the lore. Like, that was one thing that drove me, but for so long, I played even Battle for Azeroth for quite a while, and I liked it, for many features, but there was other ones I didn't like. Like, if you weren't in the raiding scene, it was not so great. Whereas before, even if you weren't in the raiding scene, it kind of felt like there was, I don't know, stuff to do, reasons to be out in the world, to go do and look at things. Whereas this one's like, if you weren't raiding, you didn't get on. And that was something I didn't quite like as much. Although I had lots of alts, which kept me busy most of the time. And that's just because I like playing every single type of character. And I also like seeing the big numbers, and then they, at a certain point decreased all the big numbers. I was one of those people who are saying, yeah, you know what, don't reduce the numbers, instead just start putting abbreviations to it. I want to start seeing those trillions, Just put a big T next to it. It's like, it may not be something that I don't see the full list of numbers, but I can recognize that it is this massive, inconceivable number. As most people like, just keep pushing it till you hit the Googleplex. I want to do Googleplex damage. But, instead they do the shrink, which I didn't like. I think most people didn't like it either. But, to some degree, the developers are like, this is better for the game, this is how it should be. And now they're doing the rollback to 60 for Shadowlands. That was... I don't know. I like the idea of kind of how they have it set up to where you can pick up a place and level from here to here, and they can pick up a place you can level here to here. So you can completely skip, like, all of not the classical area. I mean, you can't skip the classical areas, but you can skip a lot of like Hellfire Peninsula and all that stuff, and Outland stuff like that. Even though they're really great areas and they're really nice to see, I think they should most definitely make it to where if you don't do those areas to level, going back and going through them will give you something. I think that'd be nice. But I also personally don't like what they did to Sylvanas. She was never a character who was so. She was a very gray character, in that like she kind of hit a moral gray zone. You know, she never wanted to produce the blight and all that other stuff, and you know, she was the time agreeing that it was bad, or maybe that, you know, it was being developed and it was released too early kind of thing. But they decided to take her in a complete different direction, and they did some backstory for it, but I still felt like it was wrong. I don't know. I didn't like it, so I'm not currently going into Shadowlands. You know, I think Blizzard should. They've had a lot of problems in years, and it's some of it's politic and some of it's not. So I don't want to mention the politic thing. I don't mind mentioning stuff like, you know, just kind of like how they altered the characters from where their point is, because it doesn't seem like Sylvanas at any point would. I mean, she had been through literally everything, and all of a sudden she's going to the point where she's some type of psycho lady who's trying to kill everyone. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't feel right to me. Alright, Ring of Blades. Now we're here at the boss. And, you know, if she had been built that way the entire time, then I wouldn't have anything to say no about, but I mean, I thought she was going to be some type of, you know, kind of like an honorable war chief, to a degree. You know, even she did some things that were questionable, you know, such as burning Tedros. I always assumed she was going to do something like, she was going to burn it in such a way that it would damage the land, but it wouldn't hurt any of the people. Because, you know, she had been through the curse of, you know, death and stuff like that. And I understand the plight of, you know, not being able to make more, but she had the Valkyries, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a thing that would happen. But anyways, we beat the boss now. Now we get to go and blow a hole in this beast, apparently. I wish I could see the whole outside of it, but you can't really. I'd like to know kind of what it looks like. Well, it's something we never get to see. Anyways, I'm going to do this quickly, and I'm going to get a reward, put on her points, and then end the video. Let's go right here. Let's see, what do we want? Brutality? That's not this what we want. We want the Fist of War. Alright. And like I said again, I'd really like to see the beast, what it looks like. You know, not just its kind of like insides. Let's end this point real quick now. So I end my chattering. Chitter chatter. I think the way I want to go. Yeah, I'm just going to put a point here, and then we'll go up this way, hit this. Because I'm doing 100% of elemental damage, I think I'm going to put points into here, and then here I get this 50% increase, and then this, because this was a really large boost for us, because we are doing physical damage first, and then gets converted to elemental damage, so it's like physical conversion and then all the way over there. And we won't get any benefit from, obviously, it's not like it gets us an additional 25%, we're already 100% converted, and that's how it goes, just no further. You know, and I don't plan on going too far up into here during this build setup because I'm not looking necessarily to get a bunch of ignite chance, although towards end game it might be better for ignite because ignite damage can get pretty nutso. But at this point in time we don't need it. In fact, I don't really need the damage that this is going to give me, but like I said, I'm a DPS character. Wow, I like big numbers. Okay, so again, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't if you don't want to. I don't mind. Just make me sad. Okay, well, see you in the next video. Bye bye.